Do acupressure points actually work? In this video, I want to teach you 7 essential points that everyone can use to help strengthen their immunity and their lungs going into this winter cold flu season. My name's Thomas Garbarino. Welcome to those of you new to the channel. I have dedicated my life to finding real solutions for our health and healing, not just band-aids. And specifically, I work with a lot of folks with chronic illness and helping them along their healing journey so they can get their life back. So, getting into this topic, acupressure. So we have to go way back to thinking about ancient Chinese, classical Chinese medicine, where they had a different view of the body than we do today. They understood the body as not just a material thing, a physical thing, but is actually an energetic life force that is constantly moving and changing moment to moment. And within that energy, which they referred to as qi, was influenced by the climate, by the weather, by the food you eat, by the thoughts you think, by the emotions you feel, and many other things. And through further inquiry, they found that there's ways to affect this qi, to help strengthen our vital organs, to help strengthen so we look healthier and happier and live a longer life. Well, some of the ways they did that was, as some of you know, acupuncture using needles. They would use herbs, herbal medicine on these points. They would burn them like moxa or moxibustion, or they would use crystals or stones that had elemental properties that could shift the energy in a person. And one of my favorite is they would do invocations or chants that would help awaken these centers up. Other ways are through movements like Tai Chi and Qigong. These are ways that help activate the energy and again strengthened it. But the most common way was just actually massage. Using massage, just using your thumb or someone else's thumb to push on these points regularly, and that would affect the flow of qi, whether it was to your heart, your lungs, your liver, and so on and so on. Now what's cool is over the course of time, certain points became more important for particular symptomatology. And so let's get into these 7 points for our lungs and our immune system. So the first point is actually on the head, and it's the forehead. It is referred to as yin tang. So it's right there in between the eyebrows, and it's not typically associated with the immune system or the lungs. But what it is associated with that I think is really essential is our nervous system. It has a way of sedating or calming our nervous system. And for those of you who are having trouble sleeping, it has a great value to help settle. So moving from a sympathetic state, fight or flight, to a parasympathetic state, rest and digest. So just by activating this, rubbing this regularly, can help calm and center you. So a lot of times when we get sick, whether the cold or flu, if you look at it, often the case is we have been stressed out. We've been overworked, we've been undernourished, not enough sleep, not enough rest, and our body goes into that constant state of fight or flight. So we have to first get out of that state. So pressing yin tang regularly can help settle you down, allow that immune system to catch up with the nervous system, and then together be able to fight any infection accordingly. The second point is actually not a specific point, is a general point, and that is the ears. The ears, when massaged regularly, go to all parts of the body. And specifically, it can have a really great effect on our kidneys. And our kidneys are really like the furnace of the body. When our kidneys are weak, our lower back's weak, our whole system kind of has this deficient feel to it. But when our kidneys are well nourished, they have a lot of energy, they feel strong, you feel like you can jump like a tiger and take on your day. So warming the kidneys through the ears is a great way to activate not just the kidneys, but the whole immune system. And notice I start at the top of the ear and I just pull, like tugging on it as I'm massaging it down to the bottom. And you can take your index finger and go in on the inside and just massage all those crevices in there. You don't want to push too hard into the inner ear, but feel free to push hard on any aspect of this outer ear. Just going over it like this, pulling, tugging on it is very good. At least you do this once a day when you wake up, or if you've been outside when it's cold too long, this is really good. So I can already feel my head is warm just by pushing and massaging the ears. So the next point, the third point, is right here in the center of your chest. So if I was to draw an imaginary line from the nipples of my chest to the center in the sternum here, there's a point there, SHAN ZHONG, which is very good for the thymus gland, which is associated with our immune system. So you can rub it like I am right now, just massaging it like so, in a circular way. And I could feel that. It should feel a little achy, a little ache or soreness there. I do that enough times. This is one way to do it. The other way is you can just take a loose fist and just hit it 10 times, or more, and then just relax and just notice. There's like a buzzing, but like similar to my ears, there's a vibration, a warmth that's starting to send out to the rest of the body. And that feels really good. So very relaxing and activating. Moving on to our fourth point. So fourth point is again a general area. Moving on to the arms. So we have this muscle right here, and see how there's a groove right there? So what I want to do is with my thumb, see how I'm separating the muscles there? It's not this muscle, and it's not this one here too. It's right in between. And there's a channel there that runs. This is the colon or large intestine channel. And so there's activating points right along here, and just pushing them right now, I'm noticing they're very tender, sore. And so you'll find one is a little bit like this, is a little bit more sore down here than back up here. But for each and every one of you, you're going to find where are those ouchy or tender points. Those are the ones you're going to want to spend more time with. So do both arms. So I'm just going to show you this one. And you can rub back and forth. Feel free with any of these points. You can use essential oils, massage oils, even something as simple as olive oil can be very good. And now I'm just going to go cross over that just to, give it a little different angle of hitting those points. And again, you can use a loose fist or like a cup. You can use that and you can hit the area as well. they call this pai da. And it's an active way of hitting and stimulating these points. Good. Continuing on to point number 5. So point number 5 is along the sides of our ribs and armpit. So oftentimes this can be very effective too with folks that have an asthma attack or have issues, shortness of breath. We think of the lungs, right here in the back, but sometimes it can be a constriction in our torso that causes the lungs to feel tight. So taking that cupping or loose fist and hitting along the sides of the ribs into the armpits is a really great spot. Sometimes I've noticed when I have a cough, just doing this can help release and the cough will settle and go down. Right? Very good. And again, you can do both sides. You don't have to go too low, just like kind of mid ribs, especially on the side, and then to the armpit and down. And then just like previous, just allow that to vibe. Right now, like there's just like a lot of sensation going through my body. And I always take a moment to just feel that, allow that to kind of soak into my body. And again, I have nice heat going up to my head. So these are all signs showing you that something's been activated in your system. All right, moving on to the 6th point, back to the hands. So this junction here between the thumb and the index finger has this nice thick muscle. And this muscle in there is referred to as he gu, or joining of the valleys. And so what you're gonna do is taking one of your finger, I'm using my index finger, and you're gonna go back and forth. You can go in a circle, but you're gonna find there's like some little connective tissue in there, the muscle, but what we're after is those sore ouchie points. So I just found it for me, it's right there. And so if I just go up and down, pressing, releasing, circling, you can play with it, find whatever works for you, but you have to activate, stimulate these points. Like so. Yeah, that like good ache. Oof. And just doing that, so like my back has just like heated up again. So that's, again, another sign when you have that kind of temperature change, that's a sign the immune system is really activated. So we'll go on the other side, so same area. Massaging this. This is also connected to those channels on the forearms and is very, very good for our immune system and our lungs. So yeah, there's the sore point. I just push on it and release. This also is very good for headaches and stomach aches. I do this a lot on my wife when she has a really bad headache, and it's amazing. It can clear very quickly. If you're interested, let me know in the comments and I can do one completely on headaches and migraines. Awesome, right? Feels good. And then again, I just take a moment, relax, and notice. Feels good. So on to the last point is also on the palms. And again, this one's not so much associated with the immune system or the lungs, but I found it to be particularly good for the chest, the heart, but settling, again, similar to yin tong, helping settling our nervous system down. And that is Lao Gong, the center of the palm, right? So taking the middle finger and just bringing it down, and you'll see it points to right where that point is, and you just massage it just like that. And you might find, move it around a little bit, but you'll find there's another sore spot somewhere there. And you'll find maybe, okay, on this side is a little bit more sore than this side. Yeah. This is also really good for heart palpitations, arrhythmias, just in general heart health. So if you want to stimulate this, do it this way every day. Or another way you can do it that we're all really familiar with is clapping. Clapping every day stimulates not just that point, but lots of points all at once. So clapping can be one of very simple ways to activate not just your hands, but the chi flowing to the heart, to the lungs, to the immune system. So you feel activated. Right now I feel very activated and feels really good. And like I said, in each and every one of these, there's the activating part where we're pressing, but then there's the non-doing part, which is sitting back and just feeling the change, feeling the flow of chi and how it's being through this process and shifting you, energizing you, giving your immune system the boost it needs. So thank you all for tuning in. If you really enjoyed this, please like it, share it, and always subscribe if you want to stay tuned. We do this every week with new tips, hacks, and solutions for you, especially those of you that are on the healing journey. Thank you for tuning in. Have a blessed day, everyone.